I'm Kim Quick, the creator to the Forever Love Formula online event. I can't wait until you dive into this next episode. I created this event so you can discover the ultimate keys to successful dating and have a lasting love, so that you can confidently navigate the dating process, literally turn on a faucet of quality men, and joyfully choose an amazing man for you and have a lasting love. So step right in and enjoy this next episode to the Forever Love Formula online event. Hey there, it's Kim Quick, love and relationship expert and the host, the Forever Love Formula. And today's expert, we have Adam Gilad. And well, hi Adam, how are you?
I'm good, thank you very much.
So Adam is a really busy guy, and he's, really made some time to give us some dating advice. He's on the road, and we're going to hear a little background.
A little background noise. Sorry, everybody.
But
I'll make up for it.
Yeah, he's got some really great things to say, and he's a dating and communication expert, writer, Emmy-nominated executive producer, and he leads his clients and students into conjuring a robust life of boldness, inspiration, and freedom. So we're going to be talking about how can we set ourselves up for success in dating so that we can have that everlasting love. So what is there something that the ladies can take with them? They could do something and start implementing tomorrow, Adam? What are some advice and tips that you can give the ladies?
Great. I think there's a few essential things if you want to really attract a great man. And when I say a great man, I mean someone who's open-hearted, who's capital W, willing to grow. That's, to me, that has become, after 11 years of teaching, that's the number one thing I want you to look for. Are they willing to grow? Are they willing to learn? If a woman brings someone to me and says, what do you think? And I get the vibe that he's stuck in his ways, or he looks down on therapy, or looks down on coaching, or looks down on personal development, I'm like, this guy ain't going to grow with you. And I just had a call yesterday with a friend who's actually a coach. She's in that position. She's a grower. She loves to grow as a human being, and the husband is just resisting, and they're splitting. So that's the first thing. Look for someone who's willing to grow. Now, if you're looking for someone willing to grow, you've got to be someone who's willing to grow. And here's something that a lot of women don't really get, or they kind of get intuitively, which is feminine joy is masculine bliss. Your joy is our happiness. So you want to bring yourself full. When people ask, how do I find the right guy? I first ask them to look at their lives. Are you overflowing with joy and satisfaction in your life? Because just like you can spot a guy who's trying to fill a void in himself, and they're looking for you to fill that void, that doesn't feel good for you. It's the same for men. If they feel that you're trying to fill a void in your life, rather than overflowing your own happiness with who you are and how you're living your life, and are you filling your bucket all the time, that's so attractive to a man. A woman who's, there's a reason we're mesmerized by your smile and your laughter, and we live to make you smile and laugh. So the closer you are to your joy, bubbling to the top, that doesn't mean falsely, by the way. It means do what you freaking enjoy. Make sure you're doing stuff that makes you happy, and then bring that person to the date. So that's first. Fill your bucket with joy, right? Be in a state of overflow. And I teach men the same thing with a little different flavor, but fill your life so that you're overflowing with value, rather than trying to, fill an emptiness inside of you, which is not attractive for high-level people. And what that does is, if you're trying to fill an inner void, you're attracting narcissists. You're attracting codependent people. You're attracting people who aren't emotionally healthy. The next thing, I got so much to say on this. I love this question. The next thing is, do your search according to character. And this is what most people miss. So I got my start in this crazy business mistakenly. I was a writer, as you mentioned, for TV and film. And I taught writing at Stanford. And I really love language and how people create meaning out of language. And when I first got single at 39, unexpectedly, I got married very young, 23. I didn't know how to date. I didn't even look at other women. I looked, but I didn't really look. Like, I was a very good boy. Good dad, good husband, and we ran our course, and it was fine. We just had dinner the other night. It's all good. So I didn't know how to date, and I loved online dating because I could write. I'm a writer. and I could see how people express themselves. So my first books, I just wrote on a lark, really, because it bothered me how poorly both men and women express themselves to catch the attention of the right kind of partner. Men write in terms of facts, right? That's how we think. Women will say things like, I love my family, I love my friends, here's a picture of my cat who I love. And a guy's like, well, I don't care about this person. You know, why am I don't care. But what she's saying is, and most women, this is true for them, my life is built around love. My life is built around love and connection. But they're not saying it in a language that men hear. So, yeah, so my book for women is called The Right Man Online. And I teach you how to take the same truth about who you are, but craft it in a language where a guy can hear it. And the way I do it, after years of experimenting, this works, by the way, this really works. You start with a high call to character. You don't start talking about yourself. So, for example, and you couch it in the language that you want. So, for example, a woman can say to me, wow, I really love you. And I'm like, okay, whatever. But if she says, I really respect you and admire you, I'm like, really? Tell me more. Because that's how men process love, right? Yes. And we trust that. We get that. So you start your profile, and if you like someone, hey, what I really admire about you, or on a profile, I admire a man who is, and then high character, not hobbies, not interests, high character, who is known for his generosity, well, not a great word to use, but who's known for his honesty, his authenticity, who people look up to, who's the rock of his family, who everyone in his business world knows that if they need good advice, you're the guy they come to. Whatever it is that's important to you, make a call to high character, wrap it in the language of admiration and respect, and then offer reward. And this is the other thing women don't understand sometimes, or you do, or just resent it, or you don't want to do it. Men, we're Pavlov's gender. We are easily conditioned. Right? If you offer us reward, we will do almost anything. So you wrap it in reward. Once you paint this picture of the guy you want, and be careful, like really say what you really want, then you say, a man like this, if you're my man, you're going to go to sleep every night with the biggest smile on your face, and you're going to wake up in the morning and know that you're the luckiest man in the world with me by your side. That lights up men, right? They don't want to hear about your cat. They don't want to hear about your interests so much. First, they want to hear that. Then we're interested. Now that we know there's something to win that's going to make our life so much better, which is all we care about in the beginning, will this woman make our life better, right? It's fine. It's an okay thing to feel. They don't know who you are. They don't care who you are yet. Yeah. They want to know, are you going to make my life a better place? Because let's face it, relationship today can be onerous. You know, it's much easier to watch Netflix and order from Grubhub and just like have nobody bother you, yeah, which is scary, you know? So you've got to bring value to each other. So anyway, that's like where I would begin.
Yeah, and that's a really great point, Adam, because we forget that men and women are different. The men and women are different, and that they think differently. They say things, they want things differently. So get yourself in the man's world when even you're writing your online dating profile. That's
you have to, because we process, our brains are different. We process language. This is what most people don't get. And I study linguistics. We process language differently. So the words you use will be received in a different way for a man and for a woman. For example, I love you. Like if you say, for example, if a man wants to get a woman's attention, when I'm teaching men how to really break through, you will say, you know what I love about you. Women will perk up. The love word, I'm sorry, goes right to whatever part of that brain that wakes you up. Wow, you love something about me? Or if a woman says, you know what I love about you, it doesn't hit the same for men. But you know what I really admire about you? It's like, do tell me more. I promise you, men will pay attention. And I can get into the whole neurobiology of that, but we process language differently. Women have 5 language centers. Men have 1, by the way.
I didn't know.
Yeah, it's really interesting. It's amazing when you get into the science of how we process information.
Yeah. So what would be the other thing that women could do, like in terms of, okay, they're out on their first date, you know, and speaking of communication, what are some things that they could say out on the date?
Well, a first date situation, obviously, you know, look, if you like the guy, if you think there's potential, then you want to definitely have him feel it like he's succeeding with you. And don't do this for any old guy. He's got to earn it. But if you like the guy, men if they feel like they're winning, they'll keep going. If they feel like they're losing, they'll back away. We live in a highly competitive dating culture. Now, I'm in Los Angeles, so there's thousands and thousands of thousands of people, right? Millions. Mm-hmm. And if you're listening to this, if you're in any kind of city, there's 10 different sites for meeting, and you can go out to party. There's a million ways to meet people. So it's competitive. So if you want to wake up a guy to you, if he feels like he's winning, he's going to feel attracted to you. He's going to feel affectionate to you. And he's going to want to keep winning. If you make him feel like he's losing, he'll walk away and go to the next swipe, swipe, swipe. You know? So if you like the guy, let him know he's doing things well. So it could, like, if he pulls your chair out for you, say, thank you so much. That's really beautiful. Most guys don't do that. By the way, that's secret language, because men are inherently competitive. When you compare them to most guys, we love that. Like, most guys would never think of doing that. I really admire that. That's really, here's another word. That's really sexy. Holy shit. If you say the word sexy to a guy, he's like, wow, I'm sexy? He's winning. All right? So anything that he does, if he asks a considerate question, if he treats the waitress with respect, anything he does right, point it out. Men rise from it through, like, you noticing what we're doing. There's a comedian, I love him. His name is Owen Benjamin. And he says, don't nag your husband or whatever about taking out the garbage. Here's how to do it. You say to him, who's really good at taking out the garbage? Oh, who's so good at taking out? You're so good at taking out the garbage. And he's like, I am? Okay, I'll do it. So he says, men are dogs. Men are dogs. We're very simple. We respond to reward. So that's a funny way of saying it, but it's really true. Let him know he's doing a good job. And that's really important for men, particularly.
Yes, appreciation for sure goes a long way.
Yes, because we want to know we're doing a good job, because we can't tell, because we haven't developed the social intelligence.
Oh, yeah.
Evolutionarily, we just haven't done it.
Okay.
You have something called we call it women's intuition, which is really a social intelligence that was developed over the millions of years of evolution, because women were together with the kids and they had to pay attention to who's my enemy, who's my friend, what's going on, are the kids safe, where men were out hunting for 95% of human history. So we've only been doing agriculture for 10,000 years, maybe 12,000 now, but we've been around for 2 million years. So men, we like to stay focused, and we haven't developed the skills with women. So we call it women's intuition, but it's actually a neurobiological difference. So let us know when we're winning.
Okay, let know men when they're winning.
It's huge. It's so important. It's so important.
Yeah.
And then I'll say one other thing. I mean, my partner, I met her actually online, but without a picture. She had no picture. But her words, I'm a word guy, but her words were so inspiring. I got that 3 lines. I need to memorize them because people always ask me what they were. There were 3 lines, and they were so dropped into a wisdom. And look, I'm in my 50s, so I want someone who's wise, who's got equanimity, who's got a deep heart and operates from a deep place. I need that, right? So the lines were so powerful. I wrote to her and I said, please tell me you're real. That's what I said. Please tell me you're real. And that's how we began our relationship. She went back, well, it depends. What's real? And I'm like, okay, I already like you, right? Because she had wit, she had intelligence. But her lines offered a wisdom and a serenity and a depth and an embodiment that men, like me, look to the feminine to bring us into. So that's another thing we can talk about. Bringing us into the feminine is a beautiful thing. We like it. We just don't know how to do it, or we don't want to, or, you have flowers behind you, right? So I came into this morning into my office, and she had put a beautiful bloomed lily on my desk. And it's like, it kills me. Like, it opens my heart. I would never do that. I would never go buy flowers and put it on my desk, but it makes me happy to look at it. It also reminds me of her. Yeah. So we like beauty and softness and warmth and all the things that women tend to bring in the feminine, but we don't do it ourselves, but we actually really like it.
Okay. Now, I want to ask about this, Adam, you being a man.
So far.
So far you checked this morning, you're still
so far, yeah, in this culture, I don't know,
Yeah, right. Well, it is getting, it's another topic to even talk about how it's meshed, right? Yeah. And
that's a whole other thing. Yeah.
Because I think one of the things about, and I talk about this too, about women being in their feminine because they've disconnected from it. And but men are changing too. I mean,
yes,
they're they don't know how to act. So sometimes they may want to open the door, but they're afraid. And then women are, and then women are judging them for not opening the door. And then some women judge them for doing it. So
I'm glad you said that. Yes. For your women, absolutely. Don't freaking judge him. Lead him. Tell him what you like, okay? Men don't know what to do. Men are confused. And I have tens of thousands of men that I coach. My group is very, very big. And they're angry and they're confused and they don't know how to win. And when men get confused, they check out or they get angry. They don't know how to process sadness. So lead them positively toward what you want them to do. Just like thank you for doing that. That was so sexy of you. They'll do it again. Lead them. And if they come back at you with like, oh, women today, say, I don't care about other women. I care about you and me. He'll love that. And because he can win. Now he has a guidebook, right, that he can win by. And by the way, if his guidebook doesn't match up with your guidebook, then you're not a couple. But if I love standing up when my partner, if we're out to dinner and she goes to the bathroom or something, I'll stand up with her at the chair. Women always notice. Men never notice. And they say, why don't you do that? It's my way of honoring her. That makes me happy to do that. It's a little thing I can do to honor her. I don't even know where that comes from, that custom. But she can feel it, and it's my pleasure to do that for her. And when she responds to me and lets me know that it's her pleasure too, I'm going to do that again. Now, if she put me down, if we were on a first date and I got up and she got up, she said, what are you getting up for? That's so fucking old-fashioned, or that's so patriarchal. Man, I'd be out the door. Like, who wants to be with that? Right. Guys don't know. There's no rules anymore. So you get to, this is a big one, folks. You get to create your own rules. So create rules that make you happy. And find someone who's...
Ask for what you want.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Now, what's the best way to ask a man for what you want? Okay.
Don't worry about that on the first date, first of all. First see how you get along and if he's willing to grow with you and he's interested in what you want. If he asks you, answer directly. That means he's an evolved man and he cares. Or he's a total manipulator and wants to know how to get you into bed. Okay, so there's always that. You have to watch out for that. But
okay, well, wait a minute. How do we know that though?
I've been asked this 1,000 times and I wish I had a good answer. You find out. How do you know that the guy who elected president's a con man? Well, we all knew he was a con man in New York. He only got 9% of the vote in New York, but he sure conned the rest of the country. So how do you know?
Well, that's time will tell. Politics.
A whole other topic. No, I know, but how do you know? It's a con man. So guys can be really good at it.
Okay, so
there's no good answer.
Right.
Oh, I do have a good answer. Actually, okay. I've been asked this, and I'll give you. I learned this from my mother. So I asked my mother, "Why did you pick Dad?" Right? My mother was beautiful socialite, New York City, wealthy family. My father was a kid from the streets in Brooklyn. Nothing. Just came back from the war, World War II. And I said, "Why him?" And I love the guy. He's a great guy. But she could have had anybody. And she said, "I wasn't sure about him at first. He was funny. He was charming. But then I saw him with his friends. And when I saw him with his friends and how much they loved each other and cared about each other, I realized this is a good man." So that's your answer. Don't get isolated. Meet his friends, meet his family. Well, family is a whole other issue. But get into his world and see how people talk about him and how he relates to other people. That's the only way. Women can fake orgasms. Men can fake whole relationships. So see him in his world, in his habitat. That's my answer. That's how you find out. Yeah.
Good answer. And you're right. It does reveal itself over time. So to have that awareness, and how is this man treating me, right? Is he showing up on time? Is he say he's going to be when he is?
Huge. That's really important. And especially watch out for guys who vanish, who express interest, vanish for a while, and then come back and try to overwhelm you with affection, because that means they were just, they were going after someone else and it didn't work out. And now they're just trying to win you because you're handy. So watch out for that.
Yeah.
The overkill. Yeah, the overkill. Yeah.
Yeah. Or what about the men that want a relationship too soon? What do you have to say? You're going out on 3 dates and he's already saying, "Hey, let's take our profiles down from online and let's,
Oh my God. The last one in my life, she got that almost every time. First date. So we're taking our profiles down, right? So here's my advice for this. For men, I say to women, I have a code, because women generally respect men with codes. But you could say as a woman, I have a code that I live by, right? I'm very careful about who I spend time with. I know that I'm a prize, and I'm looking for a prize. So here's the code that I live by. Or you could say the word rules. I just like the word rules. It's the code that I live by. I don't take down my profile till I've known someone for 2 months. Make it up, a month. You know, because women said to me in the beginning when I was dating, you know, I don't sleep with someone for 6 weeks, or whatever it is they said. Mm-hmm. And I learned very quickly to say, great, I totally respect that. Of course, they might change that on a second date, but you have to respect each. If they have a code, you kind of have to respect it. If somebody doesn't respect your code, that's a good indication they don't respect you, that they're just interested in themselves. So think about it ahead of time. Have a rule that you live by, right? And say, I really like you. You're really interesting. I know from my research, it takes 2-3 months to really get to know somebody. So I have a rule that I keep the door open, and let's see how it goes. But if you have a code, then it's just you're not in reaction to them. You already have principles, and then good men will respect that.
Absolutely, yes. And so if a man doesn't, then I wouldn't go out with him again, right?
No, of course not. I wouldn't either. If someone asked me to go against my principles of living, that would be a problem. Yeah, absolutely. You want someone who respects you, obviously. And there's something needy about someone who wants to get in a relationship on the first or second or third date. Although I have to say, in my current relationship, like we met online, I read her thing, we started talking on the phone, and it got better and better. I mean, she was deeper and funnier and everything I could possibly want. Then I saw her picture, and I'm like, okay, and this is what I did. I said, I'm sending you an airline ticket. I need you to come to Los Angeles. I have to meet you. Seriously, you're an unusual human being. You can stay at my house on the other side of the house, no expectations. And she knew enough about me. I'm a public figure. And I said, just come. I want to spend some time with you. She was traveling, and I want to meet you. And that's what we did. So impetuous, maybe. Intuitive, absolutely. Because I knew this is a person who has that. And I'll joke a little here. I was just talking to my friend. I call her the LeBron James of girlfriends, not because she's a 6'7" black man with a beard, but because, like LeBron, she can hit from the inside, hit from the outside, assist, pass, play deep. She's the complete court player. She's spiritually developed. She's emotionally developed. She's lovely. She's warm. She's smart. She's successful. She hits on every, and I saw that she was unusual. She's overflowing with what we would call value in the marketplace. She was what I dreamed of. Mm-hmm. So I took a big step, and I said, let me send you a ticket, and let's just spend a couple of days together and see if this is real. And, so and we're together. So what do you know? It worked.
And
what's that?
How many times did you talk before you guys did that?
I don't remember exactly, but it was over the course of probably 6 weeks.
Oh, it was?
2 months.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? That's a good point, Adam, because you can sometimes even meet people online in different areas. And, I always tell ladies too, like, let him buy the ticket for you to come, or meet halfway. Don't you go, go overboard. And
don't buy the ticket, right?
Yeah. And so you bought the ticket, said, hey, come here. And so that was a good sign.
and she's utterly changed my life. I mean, everything I saw and better. Like she's done. And by the way, she's done so much inner work that, she's done her inner work so that we never get caught in petty anything. We don't get caught up in those kind of arguments or, level of stuff that I've had in other relationships, because we can process really quickly. And we've studied enough about personal awareness and interpersonal relationship that it's fun. It's easier.
Yes, absolutely. The more personal development that you do, the more easier it is in relationships. Because
it's true. Like this, let me give an example. This morning I came in, so I get up early. Her foot is in a boot right now, so she hurt her foot. So I tend to get up earlier. I go out to my hot tub. I do all my reading and thinking for about an hour, about 6:30. And when I came in, I was kind of hyped up because of all these ideas, and I'm launching a new business, and I have a very full day today. And I came in, and she said something, and I said something, and And it was like, I said, wait, I did this all wrong. Let's start over again. And I went back outside and I walked in and I came over to the bed and I stroked her hair because she was just waking up and she wasn't ready for my energy. And I just started all over again. And that's playful and it's fun. So you want to be able to bring that to your relationship and not get caught up in your ego. And for anyone who's over 30 or 40, you know, we've been around a little, you know, not getting caught up in your ego and finding someone who's willing to do that with you. It's the most beautiful thing in the world. So I want to underline the word willing to grow and learn. Like, pay real attention to that.
That is very important. That's got to be in the top 5 for what you're looking for in a man.
Yeah.
Be willing to grow and to be open. I mean, I have the same thing with my husband. I mean, we're growing and we're always, you know, he's, you know, well, something like that will happen to us. And it's like, okay, let's hit the reset button. And, you know, we just got triggered here and, you know, what do we want to create?
We all have triggers. Exactly. What do we want to create? How do we bring this back?
Yeah. And and you can
do that work first.
Yeah, and you know, it is important. Do the work, and then look for a man that's willing to do the work too, and to be open. And there are men out there. So, hey, one more question, Adam. Where do you think would be a great place for women to meet men that are growing?
That's great. So you'll be happy to know I just launched this. One of the reasons I'm running these days, we just launched a whole new business called Higher Game Men's Mastery Circles. So these are local groups of men. We're really training men to raise their game in life, self-awareness and interpersonal relationships. We'll be doing it for women next year. But that's going to be a great place. So it's not out there yet, but keep an eye out. Sometimes it's really helpful to look at places like Tony Robbins events or so, you know. But on the other hand, I know I've gotten really hurt by guys there too. So, you know, you want to look at a place for guys who do personal work. I think that's the idea. I'll put a plug for the online site Hinge, the app Hinge. Yeah. It's a dating app because it's very focused on relationship, and there's a lot of ways you can communicate. They've built in. Also, because my son is the data scientist there, so he heads data science for them, and I like them anyway. Extra plug for him. But they're a good site because you can communicate about different things. Again, I think online dating is great if you do it right, which is do a call for offering reward, and then putting things in the language that men really feel. And that's all in my book, The Right Men Online, which maybe you can make available to people. Yeah. Great.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you taking out of your time, out of your busy schedule to have this.
Well, you're doing great work. You're doing great work, and I love all the yellow in this. What a beautiful house.
Well, thank you so much. And for
it's my pleasure.
Oh, my pleasure too to have you here. Really informative, really impactful. And for those of you who are out there watching, please stay tuned for our next expert. I'm Kim Quick, your host, and we had Adam Gilad here who was telling us really great secrets about men and women and how to really meet that really great guy for you. So I'll see everyone soon. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Wow, wasn't that amazing? I just love how there's so many great nuggets of wisdom that help solve finding a man for you. If you would like to own this episode and go deeper in having a man that loves and adores you for you, then I invite you to get my VIP access package. Not only will you own all the series to this event, you will receive a free ticket to my upcoming workshop, How to Release Your Barriers to Love and Have a Man That You Desire. Not only that, you will receive an access to my training series, How to Screen Men's Online Profiles Before the First Date. This is a video training series that you are going to love. Also, you will receive a VIP Love Breakthrough call with me where we're going to discuss what is personally getting you stuck in love and having a plan to have that amazing man to share your life with. If you would like to get access to this package, You can click on the link below that says Access Now. Not only will you get all the series and you get all these bonuses for a value of over $2,000 for the fraction of the cost. That is right. And I will see you on the next episode to the Forever Love Formula online event.